Hey, it's Jules with the Daily Drop Society. A question I hear all the time is, how do you get your spouse or significant other on board with your network marketing business? When I first started my network marketing business, my husband wasn't on board with me doing the business. No, don't get me wrong. He's always been extremely supportive of everything I do. And I've started some pretty crazy businesses, and he's always given me the space to go do those things. But when you have things like kids at home or responsibility, and your spouse gets home and you're now taking off, it can get a little hard. And there can be some hiccups along the way, some thoughts, maybe even some resentment going on because you're not there to spend that extra time with them. In just a minute, I'm gonna bring my husband on here with me so he can share his side of the story. So I wanna share with you guys 3 steps to help you get your spouse on board. Step number 1, you need to share with your spouse the vision of where you are going with this business. Now, this might be extremely scary because sometimes when we express our hopes and our dreams and where we want things to go, we're not even sure ourselves subconsciously that we're going to get there. If you could wave a magic wand and be anywhere within your business, where do you want to be? Now go share that vision with your significant other. They may not fully understand what you're doing until we get the chance to explain to them why we're doing this and what we want to create with this, so they can get on board with our vision, so they can help keep us accountable. Now, the second thing I want you to do is to show them you are serious about what you've shared with them, the dream that you have of where you want to go in this business. I had to show my spouse that I was serious about what I was doing. I had to show him the progress. I had to show him that things were working, that things were happening. Even though sometimes in the beginning they feel a little slow, when you share with them the progress that you're making, they're not gonna be so frustrated with what they think is maybe a loss because they can tell what's happening and what's being gained from it. I also really want you to check in and think back. Have you done other things before and you've quit on them? This could also be a reason why your spouse isn't jumping on board. You have to earn back that respect from them that you aren't going to quit on the next thing that happens. You're not going to quit at the next road bump. You need to tell them that you are serious about your vision, not from your words, but from your actions. Show them you are serious this time. Now, the third step, get to work and keep your head down. Prove it to them, you guys. Show them that this time is gonna be different. You've shown them what you wanna do. You are showing up. You're not just saying your words, but now you're putting into action. And now you need to show them the results. This is a real turning point in a lot of people's businesses, is showing them the paychecks, showing them that you're making money, that you're breaking even, that things are growing. And all of a sudden, it's amazing. They start to get on board with it. So now you've heard my 3 steps. I think we need to hear from my spouse's point of view. This is my handsome and incredibly intelligent husband here, and I thought we needed to hear his side of it to get the full story about how to get your spouse involved with your network marketing business.
So Julie started a long time before I did. I said, Julie, you should go do this, but I already have a career, I'm already doing my own thing, but you should do this and I support you in doing it. And so she decided to jump in and she started it. And then as she was doing it, I could see her dedication, but I was also a little bit leery. I was like, this seems like it's costing us more money than it's making us. When is that gonna turn? Because as a husband and I was kind of providing for the family at the time, I was concerned about that. And so she would teach me more about it and I'd look at it, but I was never really involved. I saw an opportunity for me to come in, and the biggest thing that made the difference for me is that I saw something that I could do more where I could come out and contribute to this business that she had created. It was no longer Julie's business with her husband helping out. It was Colin and Julie's business because Colin had something that he could contribute to it.
So what if your spouse doesn't want to do the business you're doing?
That's okay. That's not a big deal. And for your spouse to participate with you, they need to feel like they've got a part in it. It's got to be something that they actually enjoy doing. But if your passion isn't, in this business, that's okay. And you guys can still support each other.
Totally. I don't know why I've always had a hard time in network marketing how I hear people say things like they retired their spouse. I've never liked that. I feel like when you retire, it's where you go to end life, and that it's saying like your husband's going to spend the rest of his life like hitting back golf balls on the golf course and not contributing to anything. I think it's more of you didn't retire them. You give them the room to pursue whatever their dreams are now without having to worry about the financial responsibility. I think that's more what it is. So if your spouse doesn't feel aligned with your business, if they can't quite jump into it with you, there's so many other things, and now you've given them, the space to go find what their dreams are because they supported your dreams of doing this.
How many husbands or wives are you in your job because you feel like you have to support your family? Your family needs that paycheck. And then if your spouse has developed this business and it gives you that time freedom, what would you do? What would you change in your life? What passions or desires would you go after? Hobbies you want to develop? Your real job that you always wanted to do, but you had fear that, maybe it wasn't going to make enough money to be able to provide for a family. You have that time freedom to go chase after that dream, and it's incredible.
I feel like that's what made a really big difference in our business with you coming on board is you could see that there was a space for you in the realm of what we were doing. You now had signed up your own team. You had your own thing going, and it was things I couldn't help with. I don't speak Portuguese.
Right.
I couldn't help with his team at all. It was his now. It wasn't mine, and he was just stepping in.
Isn't that awesome when you're in a business model where you're developing people? And Julie, we are one team. We only have one account, but she develops and she helps her team, and I develop and I help my team. And Julie gives me support. She gives me ideas because she knows so much more about this than I do. And I give her support and I give her ideas on things that she can do. But really, Julie's team calls her, my team calls me. We support each other, but our organization is twice as big because we're both working on one account, one business together.
That is what's helped us be able to work together, is because we both have our separate things. We're not completely crossing paths. We're going after the same goal, but we're not stepping on each other's toes because literally I cannot help you at all. It's been really nice for us to do this together because it is so cut black and white of what we're doing. We hope you guys found this successful on things that you can do to help get your spouse on board with your network marketing business with those 3 steps, and then hearing from Colin from actually his point of view of how it is that we work together and how we can make this business work with each other.
For sure.
Record. Just kidding. Would you have really recorded it with me if I hadn't have hit record?
Of course I would, dear. I'm gonna do everything for you.
You're very supportive. Thank you.